How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having an excellent day. Today we're going to take a look at how I was able to get over 35,000 capital peak points this last raid weekend. That is almost 6,000 points per attack. So let's jump right in and take a look, because the first three bases I'm going to show you are balloon lagoons. So this one is a cleanup attack, and there's almost 6,000 points available. So here we're just trying to spread out the graveyard spells. It is a cleanup attack, so we took out one of the rocket artilleries beforehand. Then the other two rocket artilleries are our main targets that we want to destroy. Here we're coming in with the two army approach, or two-side approach, where we split half the giants and half the super wizards to two separate sides of the base. Because we definitely do not want them all to merge together and then get slammed by bombs and rocket artillery blasts and multi-mortars and all that crazy stuff. So once those rocket artilleries are down, we can see that there is not a whole lot of base left. Just a few spear throwers and cannons. But we have more than enough troops to take them out. Of course, just the remainder of the trash buildings, and we're able to get a bonus 146. So let's take a look at another balloon lagoon. It's not my most favorite base to attack, but in this raid it just sort of worked out, where we had almost 6,000 points left on a few separate balloon lagoons, and you can get quite a nice amount of troops remaining and get that bonus. Of course, you can only ever get up to 240, at least at District Hall level 9, but you're able to usually get 100, 150 sometimes. But this base, they had a lot of the defenses in their original places. So we have the lone rocket artillery on this right hand side, and we're mostly just trying to distract it so that it doesn't hit our core group heading over the bridge. That's why we have our rams coming in. We have a stray shot, and somehow it misses everything, which is kind of crazy and very lucky, because that would have been a really big hit if it hit all those super wizards. Anyways, there is nothing really left on this base. So it was a very easy cleanup attack. We got a bonus 120. So now we'll take a look at the last of the balloon lagoons. And this one is a first hit. Now, why did I switch it up? Well, because this is the basic layout, and there is a one-shot strategy for this base. If you do it right, you can very easily take out almost everything on the screen at the moment, this entire core portion of the base. This time, however, we are swapping out one of the rages for a graveyard and a lightning spell. Gonna see how it works. Gonna speed through it here. Had been a very long while since I'd seen a balloon lagoon basic layout, and unfortunately for this section on the right hand side, you want that dragon to go in the rage. Unfortunately, I pretty much completely misused the rage spell, and luckily the dragon gets the rocket artillery on the back end, and then the spare barbarian takes out the other rocket artillery. Because in theory, that barbarian would have ran forward, tanked the bomb tower, and then all those skeletons would have been able to tank for the super wizard. So unfortunately, we don't get a whole lot. We are able to clean up this right hand side of the base, though. So we do miss out on about 1,000 points or so. But still, we got 5,500. So now let's take a look at some other bases. We're looking at a Golem Quarry, the basic layout. Here we're just dropping the graveyard spells over the rocket artillery, blast bow, and the multi-mortar. Since we had upgraded a few more defenses. We have not been seeing any Golem Quarries without this back end section. So if you don't have this back end section, there is a pretty good one-shot strategy for the basic layout. It's pretty hard to pull off, but you can usually get a very high portion of the base. In this scenario, we are just trying to get as much of the base taken out as we can, because I know that there's really no chance for us to get through to directly target this rocket artillery. The one I'm talking about is the one where you zap down this quadrant, directly target the air defense with one pack of balloons, and then you can actually sneak in a pack of minions to destroy the rocket artillery. Then everything else in that section is only ground. But we're still able to get 6,400 from that attack. So now we're taking a look at a builder's workshop. This is the basic layout, and this is one of the higher level builder's workshops I've seen. A lot of them are only like 9,000, 8,800, so it's kind of cool to see. We are pretty close to leveling up to Capital Peak level 10 ourselves as a clan. I believe next week we should be there. So pretty soon we'll be attacking some maxed out bases, which will be nice. Sort of what I've seen is that when you rush upgrading your offense, you'll have a very easy time right when you first get to the new district hall. You upgrade all your troop space and your troop levels. Then it gradually gets a little bit harder towards the tail end as you have more and more upgrades to prepare for the next district hall. And then once you go up to the next one, it's that same sort of process where, you know, the first couple weeks are pretty easy as you're maxing out your offense, versing weaker bases. And then now, for us this weekend, we're in the last weekend where we will be Capital Peak level 9. So we're versing some pretty beefy bases, which is nice. So I'm excited to see, and I'm excited to have a few easy bases or a few easy weekends at District Hall level 10. And then towards the end, we should be facing more and more maxed out bases. So we should be having to really use our brain and maybe not just spam all the bases down. That'll be a nice change. And last but not least, we're taking a look at a Barbarian Camp cleanup. And wouldn't you know it, there's 7,350 points remaining because the first attack did not go very well. However, this is the basic layout. So if you can see, we took out all of the air bombs and the rocket artillery on the corner here. So there's really only this low health rocket artillery and no other splash targeting air defenses in the rest of the base. So it's really just a matter of getting to this back end of the base, not having too many balloons get lost on the entry. Because if you do not directly target, this section is quite deadly for your balloons. Because a lot of times, as we're saying here, the air skeletons are getting distracted by the trash buildings, so they're not able to do too much. But lucky enough, we're able to have just enough to take out that last rapid rockets and this last spear thrower. So this might be one of the highest attacks I've ever gotten for point-wise for one attack. So we got 7,350 plus 36. So hopefully this video is helpful. Maybe you can select some bases that are worth around 5,500 to 6,500 and get up hopefully close to 36,000 in your own raid weekends. Thank you so much for watching. There'll be a couple more videos on the screen if you want to continue watching. Otherwise, like and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Thank you. Take care.